And I was about to say welcome back, but welcome back, but it's I was about to say welcome back to Who Would Win, but no. This is the Knives Out. Me and Carrie went to see Knives Out last night for Thanksgiving. I'm probably actually gonna try to see Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood tomorrow. But it is a murder mystery, very much in like the style like a Agatha Christie novel. And yeah, it's look, the movie's holding, I believe, a because I can check. Let me see here. And the movie is currently, mind you, holding. I think it's like a 90 something percent on Rotten Tomatoes, and 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. And you know what? That it's worth every bit of that score. This movie's fantastic. Now I'm a sucker for a good murder mystery, so that definitely helped form my opinion a little bit that I was probably gonna like it because I really enjoyed Murder on the Orient Express, even though my it is Batman's based on a remake. This one, at least as far as I know, is based off the original screenplay, and it's very much a whodunit instead of like a Clue or a Murder on the Orient Express, where you have these characters playing off of each other fantastically. You got the Hercule Poirot, or in this case, it is the Bach. Daniel Craig's character is I can't remember his full name, but it's something Bach. The subtle detective with the droll. That's when the knives come out. Oh, you twisted vultures, get your knives out, and just I love him. Daniel Craig is having a ball. He is having so much. You can tell honestly, you can tell just watching this movie. Everyone is having the time of their lives with this role. This is an actor's movie, absolutely. Jamie Lee Curtis is fantastic. Don Johnson's so good. Michael Shannon is fantastic. Of anyone of the family, because I think Daniel Craig, whenever he's on screen, is stealing the show. But if anyone in the family probably steals the overall scenes they are in, it is probably either Toni Collette, honestly, or it is Michael Shannon. All of them are fantastic. I thought it was Max von Sydow, but it's Christopher Plummer who plays the grandfather. And to be fair, those two look so similar with each other. But no, it's Christopher Plummer, and he's fantastic. There is a scene involving him with the maid. Oh God, I got to get the actress's name who plays Marta, because she's kind of one of the co-leads in this, and she is Marta. Yes, Anna de Armas. She is so good in this movie. Like, I actually thought she was Felicity Jones at first. She had a very similar look, but it's not, obviously. She has a scene involving Christopher Plummer that is just really great. And I'm not going to explain exactly what the scene is, because that will give some hints what kind of goes down. But essentially, the main the main story of the movie is on the 85th birthday of Christopher Plummer, they had the family birthday over there, and he's found dead. Now, it's ruled as a suicide, but obviously there's more things going on. And it's a matter of the twists and turns going on and seeing who did it, if anyone did it at all. Well, without spoiling anything, they do a really good job at setting things up to look at like one thing and then completely subverting your expectations, not once, but a couple times. There are a couple big twists in the movie that, I'll be honest, I'm like, okay, I called some of what was going on in my head. Like, I leaned over to Carrie and I'm like, okay, I kind of figured that was it, but it didn't play out the way I thought it did. And they really do a good job of keeping you engaged. And most of that is not most, but a lot of it is coming from the fact that these characters are just so. I was watching the Cinema Cell. I was watching Brad Jones' review for it, and he made a great point that when we first are really introduced to these characters, it's the first time the detective is being introduced to these characters. Oh, I can. His name is character name anyway is Bennett Blanc. Bennett Blanc. When Detective Bennett Blanc it's the first time he's being introduced to them, because it's basically them not being interrogated, but being interviewed by the detectives of what happened. So we're getting an idea of who these characters kind of are. At the same time, Daniel Craig is getting an idea of who these characters are. And that's our introduction to them. And that lays the groundwork for pretty much the whole movie in terms of how these characters interact with each other, how they treat each other. With the exception of Chris Evans, who shows up later, his middle name's actually Ransom. Go figure on that. And when he shows up, you're like, oh god, he's such a smarmy little spoiled prick. But god damn it, they're all having so much fun playing these roles. Oh man. Now, I've heard some people say, not everyone, mind you, but I've heard some people come up and say, or at least through the hearsay, that it is a bit of a political movie. And I didn't get it. There is a scene where they talk politics, definitely. But that's like any family gathering, Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, whatever. Eventually, you get enough drinks in you, and with people who don't necessarily like each other very much, you're going to talk politics. So I didn't consider that political at all. But then Carrie had actually made a good point. Now, I don't think the movie is political. The movie has a message, I think. But I don't think the movie is political. But for those who believe it is, Carrie Ann made a very good point, is that when you really look at it, it is a group of white privileged people who believe themselves entitled to what is rightfully theirs. And then you get the Hispanic nurse who was the father's grandfather's friend, confidant nurse. Now, I'm not going to say what's going on there, but basically it's kind of them against her for a while, for one reason or another. And ultimately, it's kind of about how, despite the fact that she's not necessarily from the country, something has come to her, and she's basically, they don't feel she's enough, they feel they're entitled. And you could make an argument that does talk about elitism versus the 1% versus the non-1%. You can make an argument that is talking about citizenship versus non-citizenship. You can make arguments for that. I can understand the argument for it. But for me, I'm not looking at it from the political lens, because for me, this is not a political movie. If it were a movie about politics, like for instance, what's the one? The one about the Fox News scandal, about the sexual harassment, that's got a political edge, an aspect to it. The Richard Jewell, the one about the bomber, directed by Clint Eastwood, that one's got a political edge. See, that way, therefore, I'm looking at it through the lens of political view, or the view from a political lens. But with this one, that's not where it started out as. Therefore, that's not what the plot ultimately is. It's a murder mystery. Who did it? So I don't view it for that lens. However, if someone were to make the argument, kind of how Carrie did, then I could understand on someone where you could see it that way. I'm just saying, I don't think a lot of people who saw the movie did. But if you'd have that view, I'm not arguing that there's not some subtext there. I'm just saying that it's not the main focus. It's not the not the through line of the movie. It's not the underlining theme. But again, it could be. You can make your argument that there's something there. Well, like I said, all the performances are great. I don't know, like, when Oscar season really, like, it goes. He's still got about a month left for Oscar season. I don't know where this one's gonna fall. I think this will get some award buzz, definitely. I think Best Director, Best Picture, those are definitely up contenders for there. The problem here, though, for any of the other categories, at least, maybe Best, like, Original Screenplay. I can see that. Oh, pardon me. But in terms of, like, Best Actor, Supporting Actor, Actress, and Supporting Actress, the problem here is this, at least from Actor and Supporting Actor standpoint, this is and like we say that a lot of many years, but when you look at this year, this is a stacked year. So now that being said, if we're looking at Best Lead or Supporting Actress, I do think, and I want to get her name back up here because I just lost it and I can't remember it right off the top of my head. Again, Marta. Actress plays Marta. What's her name? Arma, I believe. Damn, what's her name? Title summary, cast list, cast and crew. Okay, there we go. Actor Dan Craig. Ana de Armas. I think she could definitely get a lead actress nomination. Because she is a lead. She is definitely a lead. She's not a supporting actress. She is a lead. I'd have to actually go back and view as many movies I've seen this year for lead actress, because honestly, when I break it down, I haven't seen too many for it. Now that being said, Speechless, I think that's what it was. Speechless is the name of the one about the Fox News scandal. That one comes out in December, so that one might be getting some award buzz. especially from Best Lead Actress. I think you're probably going to see either Margot Robbie, um, uh, Nicole Kidman, or Charlize Theron. As she calls, I believe, Theron. I think any one of them could be up for a Best Lead Actress nomination. But in terms of like the whole year, I mean, I haven't seen every movie this year, so I can't say for certain what my top pick would be. But I could say she's in the running. I can say she's in the running. Um, Other than that, though, I mean, the movie is paced. It's beautifully paced. Like, you get one mystery solved, and another one rears its head. Very well paced. Does have, I think, an underrated soundtrack. I think it actually has a pretty good soundtrack. The actual aspects of the solving of the mystery are really well spaced out. And then the lengths the people went to in terms of like hiding the trail or whatever, whoever did it, whatever did it. I'm obviously not spoiling anything. That I thought was well played out as well. It's also a funny movie too. Let's be clear. There's a great line. Let me carry it. There's two actually great lines. One is where LeBlanc is basically Daniel Craig is comparing the case to a donut, and there's like, no, this donut, the hole in the donut. It's not a donut hole, it's another donut in that donut. Everyone in here is just cracking up where Daniel Craig just saying this so like straight faced, like, I'm trying to persuade, I'm letting you know this case isn't over yet. But the other one that I laughed at was, and you see it in like the more mature trailer where Chris Evans basically just goes, eat major shit. It's like, I will not, and then circle shit. You just hear in the back, it's like, I am not going to eat any shit. Oh, man. This is in my top 10. No doubt. For the end of the year, this is in my top 10. I still got plenty of movies to see. I'm probably going to try to see Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood tomorrow. I'm going to do my best to see that. And then, actually, that's a good question. What comes out this following week? Give me 1 second to check that. I still got to pick my tickets up for Star Wars, and I got to do that pretty quick. Otherwise, I'm going to, run out of chances. I'm not going to be able to see it next week. Or the opening night. Pause 1 second. Oh, God. I'm good. So Playmobil, the movie. That's what's coming out this week. Okay. Yeah. Bombshell. No, sorry. It's Bombshell, not Speechless. It's Bombshell. That's the one about the Fox scandal. Because it comes out. 13th is a stacked week. Uncut Gems, which is the new Adam Sandler film. And I'm hearing, actually, do we have I don't think there's a review for that yet, but the little I'm hearing, that's a really good movie. Because Adam Sandler Adam Sandler can be funny. I've seen him in movies where he's funny, and I liked him in it. But Adam Sandler actually has some real dramatic chops. Then you got Bombshell. Jumanji Next Level, that'll probably be the main one I'm at early in the week. Or at least the opening night. Black Christmas, which I don't really have any interest in that, I'll be honest on that. And then Richard Jewell, which is the other one. That's a stacked week. Now, Jumanji would be the winner of that week, no doubt, but that's a stacked week. Until then, well, anyway, that is my ultimate thoughts on Knives Out. It's a fantastic movie. If you have any interest to see this, go see it in theaters. You will enjoy yourself. You will have a great time. Absolutely. Till then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I am caught up completely with the what ifs, so I'm starting a new what if on Sunday. It's the week of who would win, so I've just got a who would win to do tomorrow. I'm actually going to be doing a lot of note taking tomorrow. I'm going to be, because I got some new notebooks. I'm finally just going to transcribe a lot of information from the notebooks to notebooks. Because it's really, my notebooks right now are a mess with information, so I'm just going to transcribe them as best I can and just put them into the notebook. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Later, folks.